being strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone.
In this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, if you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times
that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins. I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. I gave you the javelins. You got to be more thankful. Obama, let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question.
It's going to be a tough deal to make because the attitudes have to change. But without us, you don't have any cards. Because the attitudes have to change. What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
Wow.
Fight it out. You don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right. I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
I don't think we've seen enough.
This is going to be great television, I will say that.
You got Junior Brent.
All right. We'll see what we can do about putting it together. We'll see.
Stop blinking at. Oh no! Don't go! Don't go! Come back! This is disgusting. discussion over. Oh, wow. OMFG. Woo! Yo.
Certain degree. Because I don't think they knew, and I heard for some people, I don't think they knew it wasn't nothing in there. They got duped to a certain degree. They at the White House, they doing all this photo op stuff. Some people said it wasn't a photo op, it just so happened the camera crew was out there or whatever. But they doing all this and ain't nothing in that binder. Nothing but redacted information. Pam Bundy knew that there was nothing in there. And she gave it to them. She let them use it, whatever the case may be. They did a whole photo op, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And they had, I don't know a single conservative person that believes that this wasn't a complete failure and embarrassment. That didn't need to happen. And then Pam Bundy writes a letter to the FBI and Kesh Patel, chastising them. This is what I'm afraid of, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all bear with me with this. I want to believe that everybody that Trump picked this time, that they were all genuine. They're all on one accord with one mission, one goal in mind, and they're going to work together almost seamlessly to do the will of the American people. My fear is, get the other clip up there. My fear is that we may have, and I'm not saying this 100% right now, but we may have gotten a bunch of people in who want the attention. I'm the big dog now. No, I'm the big dog now.
Yes.
No, I'm the big dog now.
Yes.
No, Elon Musk says, you send me this email back or you're going to get fired. Kesh Patel says, don't listen to Elon. Pam Bundy says, Epstein files will be released tomorrow. Then Pam Bundy turns and says, Kesh Patel and the FBI aren't releasing the files like I asked them to. Who is having a peeing contest of who can up who? I hope that this is not, I hope this is a misunderstanding and we do not have 4 years of this foolery. We have a thing now called a cell phone and an email in a coffee shop. Get off your butt and go talk to people before y'all start disseminating mixed information. And the public is now saying, what foolery is going on here? And we're going to get our ashy elbows whooped in the midterms. And then all this stuff is going to be for nothing because the Democrats going to start. Look, they don't know what's going on. Look, the right hand don't know what the left hand. Look, it's all shenanigans. Look.
What he always tried to do was to make this bigger, to say that this is good against evil, and that's why you need to help. This is Vladimir Putin. If he's willing to come into my country, maybe he'll come into your country next. Pushing. There were times when President Biden didn't appreciate that approach. He held his tongue in public, but then in private afterwards, he would complain about Zelenskyy and his demands, and he might call him a name or two that sometimes leaked out. But in public, they always united front. President, very different from President Biden. And when Zelenskyy tried that approach today with Trump in the Oval Office, it clearly did not go down as well.
Good.
Nancy, I want to remind our viewers who may be just joining us right now what we're talking about here. In case you missed it here on CBS News 24/7 and CBS News, we just saw an extraordinary moment play out in the Oval Office moments ago. An incredibly heated exchange over Russia's war in Ukraine and the push for peace. Now, this all happened during that high-stakes meeting between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President Trump, and Vice President J.D. Vance. Watch.
I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly
but,
right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Oh, Donnie said, let me come in now. Look, I even got my headphones on, y'all. I was not ready for this. Woo! Woo! Lord. Listen, okay? This is what men do. Now, I don't understand how this got out here on the public. Like this, I'm sure that's what they do behind closed doors, and we don't really know. But y'all, glad we was here for it.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering all
position
these
to
questions.
dictate that.
That's exactly
Remember
what
this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
That's how Trump talked to Melania, allegedly.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about
it. From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people.
Lord. This is the same as listening to women that be telling y'all, gentlemen, shout out to everybody that is here, hit the like button. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be on this early, but child, he said, you don't dictate shit. You ain't in charge of shit, ninja. You ain't got shit. You ain't getting shit. No, everything you got is coming from us. So you ain't going to tell us shit. That was them, and this ain't us. And what we say is going to go around here. You can go on out there and do it on your GD own.
Right now, not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about
it. From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling.
That need to be the title. You playing cards.
Gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania.
Child, this sounds like me talking to one of my kids when they was younger. Did you apologize yet? Did you say thank you? Did you tell that person blah, 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 blah? Did you turn in your homework? Woo, Lord, Lord, Lord. Men, you hear me? Not no crying on TV. Kamala gave us a bone, black men.
World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly.
Ain't that something that a woman would say? Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling? Zelenskyy, boo. Child.
To save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking.
Show some
Your
respect.
country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for your
are brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there.
You don't have the
dying.
cards.
Tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers. Listen,
Please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us,
Oh.
I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire.
Now he
I want to
mimicking
go.
him.
I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting
Of
killed.
course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a
But I
ceasefire.
said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That
It
wasn't
doesn't
with
matter for
me.
you what.
That
what
wasn't
is-
with me.
It
That was
wasn't
with
you.
a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question.
One more question.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make because the attitudes have to change.
Ooh.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
Yeah, spit it out.
Asking what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
Ooh.
Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton,
Ooh.
Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting.
Ooh.
And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy.
Ooh.
And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
Good luck to you.
I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal,
A heated exchange there in the Oval Office just about an hour ago between President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President Trump, and Vice President J.D. Vance. That meeting not going to plan. They were there to hopefully sign a rare earth minerals deal. That deal has not been signed. And not too long after that explosive meeting there in the Oval Office, Vladimir Zelenskyy left the White House altogether. I want to bring in Nancy Cordes, who is live at the White House, who watched this whole thing unfold. Nancy, I want to read you a tweet by Senator Chuck Schumer. He said, Trump and Vance are doing Putin's dirty work. Senate Democrats will never stop fighting for freedom and democracy. A lot of reaction.
What the hell does that even mean? I guess we already knew that Democrats was going to come out here and find a way to say that this is all Trump's fault, right? I'm trying to find right now while we're going through this and rewatching this, what the hell it is that they have to say. It's going to be something crazy, child. Wow.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Wow. Come on, child.
Coming out of Capitol Hill today to this explosive meeting. What else are you hearing?
A lot of frustration on the part of congressional Democrats. A lot of chest thumping here at the White House from various White House aides who say that this was President Trump and Vice President Vance standing up for America. And, you know, it's Friday night in Europe, so we haven't heard that much from across the pond, but one has to imagine that this is going to be crushing to a lot of European leaders who were hoping that the fact that this minerals deal was about to be signed was an indication that perhaps there was a thawing taking place in the relationship between President Trump and President Zelenskyy. Now things have clearly gone south. As far south as they possibly could have, with Zelenskyy essentially being shown the door here at the White House.
Nancy, real quick before we go to break, any idea where Zelenskyy is now? Is he going to the airport?
Girl, do we care?
He's slated to do an interview with Fox today. He's slated to give a speech. So we're watching to see if those things continue to take place so he can at least get his side out before he heads back to Ukraine.
All right, Nancy Cordes live for us there at the White House. All right, quite an explosive day here on CBS News. CBS News 24/7. You're looking a live shot at the White House there. We're going to continue to follow this breaking news of this explosive meeting out of the White House. You're watching.
Yeah, that's one way to talk about it, child. TMZ already got it up, child. All damn ready. because since they was talking about Twitter, let's go on over to Twitter. Let's go on over to Twitter. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get to JTF. Thank you, hun. He says, seeing world leaders in a heated exchange over war negotiations was not on my bingo card today. Trump is no holds barred, putting Zelenskyy in check. To say the least. Thank you, hun. Shout out to RBN. Thank you. He said, this is how white boys fight. Laugh out loud. I'm surprised I haven't heard the word bro. Maybe Zelenskyy said in a different language, child. Thank you, hun. Shout out to Amanize. Yes, so we see that you're live. Hey, y'all, was live. They cut up and Zelenskyy left, girl. I caught it and went live. Child, do y'all want to talk about Tiffany or y'all want to talk about this? Because, child, I was not ready for this at all. TMZ already got it up. And I already knew, like, in coming on here to be ready for the 2 o'clock, right? For the Tiffany show, excuse me. I'm like, all right, what's going on? I always like try to see what's going on to catch some new stuff. And I seen this happening. I'm like, what is going on? I can't even believe. I was actually watching the end of the Anton show. I'm like, what is going on right now? This is half damn crazy. I said, oh, this will go on behind closed doors. This is the part we're not supposed to see. They said, oh, hell no. Let's go ahead and let you know in front of everybody, basically, that you don't run ish. Because basically, it sounds like, and I don't even know this too well. I mean, I know that we've been sending money and stuff to Ukraine so they could fight Russia. But I feel like Trump got a better relationship with Russia at this point. And Trump is basically saying, you're not going to tell me. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You're not going to tell me. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You heard what I said? Because I'm going to tell you. You're not going to tell me. I'm going to tell you. Orlando, allegedly, y'all be careful what it is that you're writing. Please, please, please be careful. And then the fact that JD was up in here supporting his guy, he said, oh no, you're not going to punk my guy, Ninja. He said, I'm here, get used to me. Because I didn't see people talking about, where's JD? Where's JD? Y'all wasn't asking that when Kamala was out there. Where's Cam? Where's Cam? You see him now, don't you? You see him now, don't you? Instead of seeing something like people leading Biden over here and over there and imagine if this was Cam, y'all. Excuse me. Imagine if this was Cam sitting there and Tim Tom over here. How y'all think that conversation gonna go? How you think this conversation would go if this was Cam in Trump's seat and then Tim Tom over here in JDC? Tim Tom wouldn't have even said anything. I'm still tripping. So now the hashtags are JD and Trump and Zelenskyy, the trends and World War III. I gotta be careful over here, y'all. Hold on. Let me come over here for a second, child, because you never know what's gonna pop up on damn Twitter. Zelenskyy confronted by Trump and Vance in the Oval Office. Trump and Zelenskyy meet amid trolling. Look at this. This is under the Zelenskyy hashtag. Retweet if you stand with President Zelenskyy. Child. Wow. This is the person that did put this up is Protect Kamala Harris. Retweet if you stand with President Zelenskyy. President Zelenskyy is more of a man than Trump and Vance will ever be. That's why they hate him so much. Wow. I gotta be careful, y'all. Watch Trump and Vance gang up and bully Zelenskyy. I've never been so disgusted and ashamed to be an American in my life. Wow. Holy ish. President Zelenskyy fact check whole ass JD Vance and he lost his ish. Shut your lying pie hole and go F a couch. What in the world? All right, let's play this. What is he talking about? Hold on.
We had a president who stood up at press conferences
Hold on.
talked tough about Vladimir Putin.
One more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 is
2014?
Yeah. So
I was not here.
yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. That people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire, all of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken the ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yeah, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful.
So the person that originally put this up, what was the problem with what was just said? I'm a little confused. Did I miss something, Bueller? Did y'all, what did he say originally? Hold on. Holy ish, Zelenskyy fact check JD and he lost his ish. Shut your lying pie hole and go F a couch. What did I miss? What did I miss? I need somebody to tell me. I'm not well versed. Let me know. Shout out to Prince Elian in here. He said Zelenskyy is wrong. Russia only attacked Ukraine during Obama and Biden's term, meaning when Obama was president and Biden was vice. Is that what you mean? Because they are bullying Zelenskyy. I mean, maybe, but you sound like Zelenskyy was trying to do a little bullying himself, right? Am I wrong? Like, how you the one that need the help and you think that you can tell somebody else what to do? It's the same as, again, when it comes to these biatches trying to tell you what to do with your own effing money. You make that money, right? And I said, why my plebotany talking about Trump taking us to the 1700s and she lost a job offer because of DE&I. Why am I plebotomy? Is that a teacher? Isn't that somebody that deals with flowers or something? Y'all don't come for me. Don't come for me. Common Sense said, bro, sign the deal, then we'll swap prisoners. Jay Hunt said, nah, you got a question for Mr. Z. A journalist was over there in Ukraine. All peaceful in the street until President Biden pulled up and they blared the warning alarms to display President Biden was tough. Is that what you're saying? Child. Nate J said that is the perception and narrative being pushed. Dre said, so glad we have a president and vice president. Degan Exer said Zelenskyy was coming there for a payday and got his ass tore up. Yeah, he not coming here to get some more money? What's he here for? How he getting ready to go to talk to Philadelphia? They just said he about to go to talk to Philly and then go wherever else he gonna go. They had to be coming here to do something. They was supposed to be doing some deal, right? What was the deal? Anybody know? They are the hospital vampires that steal your blood, meaning Trump and JD is what you're saying? Oh, a plea botany. Oh, my bad. All right. For what Harmonize is talking about. Yeah, all right. Shatar said, I'm actually proud to be an American. I'm not proud of the leaders that are supposed to be making the decisions that impact Americans. All right. Kalia, I don't know if that is the narrative or perception. Comprehension, critical skills is extremely lacking in America. Well, clearly, we already know that. Regardless, before all this, we already knew that. So why would this be any different? I'm sure regular smegulars, I will say, probably know less about this than they do about any of the other shit that they out here protesting for DE and fucking I. And we clearly see they don't know shit about that. And I know about that. I might not know about this because I tell y'all what I don't know. All right. But I tell you what I do know too. And I know they out here crashing out looking half damn crazy. Thank you, Harmonize. She says he was trying to get paid. Trump said, give me the minerals and I'll sell some and give you a cut. He got mad. What minerals are we looking for? To get chickens, to get eggs or something? What minerals are you looking for? So he has something that we want. So Zelenskyy has something that we want. Obviously, we know that we have something that Zelenskyy wants that he's already been getting. I'm assuming Biden didn't negotiate to get anything. So now Trump says, you ain't getting nothing for free. He said, you got to pay. It's time to pay the effing piper. Is that the gist of it, basically? Shout out to Selma. She said rare earth minerals. Okay. Tyrone said the president of Ukraine took out his own people, canceled elections. The president of Ukraine, Zelenskyy, took out his own people, canceled elections, weapons sold to other countries, and money sent and stolen. He took the weapons that we gave him and sold them and took the money. I know you lying. Yeah, side note, everybody, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. We knew that the Democrats would be wilding and saying that this was crazy. So the first thing that came to my mind as I was watching this, and in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I like this, child. I like this. That's just me, okay? That's real men as far as I'm concerned. And then they typically will be able to go at each other like this, say what they say, even if they're like, and then come back later and sit down and hash out a deal, which still may happen today, right? I'm just saying. It's better than seeing grown men who are supposedly men sit around here and effing cry and just get taken advantage of. That's just me. Anyway. All right. Let me see what else is here. I gotta go slow. This is utterly repulsive. Trump and Vance just tried to humiliate Zelenskyy live on American TV. Oh, no, they did that. Smugly demanding gratitude while openly mocking him like playground bullies counting favors. My respect for Zelenskyy, and my embarrassment as an American just surged off the charts. I'm beyond disgusted. Child, we clearly see things very, very differently. Let's see what happens if Zelenskyy signs the deal for the minerals. This was just kabuki theater. It's pathetic and low. Putin is loving it. I'm going slow because it's Twitter. Yeah. If you're seeing this, it must mean you support Trump. Let us help you show it. Child, no, I'm not buying shit. Get out my face. This isn't fun. This is shameful. It's embarrassing and anti-American. They are definitely embarrassing Zelenskyy right now. They are embarrassing America, you and I. Who's embarrassed, Bueller? Who is embarrassed? Yes or no? Who is embarrassed right now? Yes or no? Let me know, Bueller. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed at all. And I don't even know the story as well as many of you do, I'm sure. I mean, I know I don't. Okay. Okay. Quell man, exactly. That's exactly what it is. These people like docile, weak yes men. Enough of that. Absolutely. I hear you. That's actually because the first person I think of is fucking Van Jones. And even they wanted to Cam's husband to be the first husband. Child, we already went over that. He embarrassed himself wearing high heels and a leotard. Who? Child, who? What are we talking about right now? Night J feels uneasy. However, I don't know how they roll. So we know now. If Zelenskyy bullied Trump, they'd be celebrating. You are absolutely right. Tony 11 has the comment of the day, of the hour at least. You are absolutely right. They be over here saying, Wait till the show start talking about it tonight. Well, it won't be the Joy Reid show. It'll be Rachel Maddow and the people on CNN. You know what I'm saying? Abby and whoever the hell else is over there, child. JTF said, no, not embarrassed at all. Maybe for Zelenskyy. Yeah, for him, maybe. Exactly. Melissa said, we're not Ukrainian. Why would we be embarrassed? This is what the Democrats basically are saying. This is what the people on Twitter are saying right now. Sounding crazy to me, allegedly. Let me see. Of course, do you even know what gaslighting means? Well, strap in, folks. Excuse me. Well, strap in, folks, because Trump and Vance just turned diplomacy into a grotesque episode of Mean Girls. Oh, when? Mar-a-Lago edition. Picture it. Zelenskyy, the guy staring down Putin's war machine, gets dragged. Ooh, that's a lot. Gets dragged onto American TV, and these two swaggering buffoons decided it's time to flex their playground bully routine. Trump smirking like a used car salesman who just unloaded a lemon, demanding Zelenskyy grovel with gratitude, say thank you, Volodymyr, or no more toys, while Vance, the wannabe tough guy with the spine of a jellyfish, snickers along, probably rehearsing his tough love lines in the mirror all morning. It's repulsive, all right. Watching them mock a wartime leader like, excuse me, y'all, wartime leader like he's auditioning for their approval. Counting favors like stingy kids trading Pokemon cards. We gave you $1 billion. Where's my gold star? Listen, we gave you $1 billion. You don't have a problem with that? We gave you $1 billion. What the fuck? Where are we at right now? OMG. Wow. We gave you $1 billion. Where's my gold star? Trump whines as if every missile Ukraine fires should come with a personal thank you note framed in a gold leaf. I'm thinking it should if you didn't have any. These ungrateful motherfuckers, child. What is going on right now, y'all? What the fuck? What do these people want? They just keep giving them money. But then again, these are probably the same people who want free stuff. We already know. Then you be the ones complaining about the eggs is high and the milk is high. What the fuck? Oh my God, y'all. Meanwhile, Zelensky's out there keeping democracy on life support. Is he fighting for us? Is what Zelensky's doing anything for us? Somebody tell me, Bueller. Is what Zelenskyy doing going to help us in any way, shape, or form? Can anyone tell me that? Am I missing something? Melissa, sorry, Kupal. They sold half of those weapons on the black market too. Child, you can't do this. I can't have it. I can't. Melissa, for always, forever for life. I'm not embarrassed for the Zelenskyy situation. I'm embarrassed for the other antics Trump has been pulling. America's been a bully since the beginning of time. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. That's how I'm looking at it. So it's better for us to be bullied or to continue to just give, go into debt. Everything's out of control. I know it's all, I'm not coming for you for always forever. I'm just saying in general for the things that we've been watching. Like, so we're just going to act like, everything that's been happening is everything is just Donald Trump's fault, whatever the leaders are. And honestly, I absolutely believe that grown normal men will act like this. Like I said, though, it's just usually behind closed doors, in my opinion. And then they come out in front of us to act like everything is everything and it's all been good in the hood, right? That's how I think it really is. I have no doubt that they act like this, and even worse, behind closed doors, which is why when I got online and I saw this, I'm like, is this a leak? Is this a leak? Like, what is going on? This is crazy. Because I know they do it in corporate America. In corporate America, they definitely do it. If you're not a millionaire or billionaire, Trump could care less about you. I promise you, Trump could care less about you, and the people that are poor could care less about you and me, and the people that's getting the free shit could care less about you and me, and the people that might just be millionaires could care less about you and me. It's not about caring. I don't know why people keep saying that. It's not about caring. I don't need none of these people to care for me at all. I have family and friends for the caring part of my emotional need in my life. That's the first problem with Democrats, thinking that somebody's supposed to fucking care about them. Nobody cares about you. My job that I work at, that I need that money from, that I go in there, that they hired me for, they don't care about me. But I'm going to keep going there and getting that damn money. People got to get the fucking care out of their system. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, okay? Racists don't care. White people don't care. Negroes don't care. Nobody cares. Clearly, they barely care about their damn selves and their damn families, which is why we got many of the problems that we do that ain't got shit to do with millionaires and billionaires. Millionaires and billionaires care about money. Maybe if we colors, yes, I'm bringing it back to us, care more about money and doing what's best for us, then maybe we wouldn't be at the bottom of so many damn lists. But child, what do I know? Let me see if I can find JD. 1 second. JD Vance. JD Vance. Is that it? How many people? 3.8 million. Is this what you were talking about? A message from Trump, which probably was on Truth Social. He said, a statement from President Donald J. Trump. We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. Those are words that enough Americans don't know about. Pressure, fire and pressure. Put them together. Fire and pressure, right? No, it's just gimme for free. Child, please. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing when it comes out through emotion, and I have determined that President Zelenskyy is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for peace. I agree. I fucking agree. How do people that need help from someone else think that they gonna make the fucking negotiations and the commands and demands? That's what's the fuck wrong with the last fucking at least 4 fucking years. Trying to make everybody happy. You cannot make everybody happy. You cannot. You cannot kiss everybody's ass and think that you're gonna be successful. That makes no sense whatsoever. Magica said, nobody cares about anybody but themselves. It's survival of the fittest out here. I take care of me and mine. I ain't crying over Ukraine. I agree with you completely. Somewhere, somehow, some way, though, that message got lost. And people just think everybody's supposed to care about them. Fuck you. Don't nobody care about you. All right? Go see your mama. Child, go see your kids or something. Don't nobody give a fuck about your ass. And if you don't go out there and get what you need, because you care enough about you and your family, good luck to ya. Good luck to ya. I'm just saying. Deneen says he doesn't have to care about me. Just do things that support my interests. Exactly. They can't look beyond that because people are so fucking pussy here in the damn United States looking for somebody to take care of them. Take care of your GD self. That ain't even nothing new that I've been saying. I've been saying this forever. Before Trump was even being president for the second damn time. Ever since we've been starting talking about fucking food stamps, and you got people out here whining, complaining about somebody should give them more. You do it. You're a fucking adult. If you can lay down on your fucking back and have a fucking kid, then you can go out there and work and do what you need to do for said kid. No, that's not nice. You never know where you'll end up. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. But where I am right now, I'm good because I got to go get the shit. Instead of sit around waiting for someone to say that they're going to give me something and beg them and then think that I have some damn leverage to tell them what to do. Flip Lip, I love that name, said, now you see why Trump has an issue with the education system. We absolutely spend money. And I promise you, people are spending money today in the midst of our DEI boycott, a cause that Negroes are taking on when it benefits them, not all because Al Sharpton said so. Wow. If anyone, I'm saying this, I'm saying it, I'm standing by it. If anyone thinks that that conversation was weird, and I'm not talking about the information within it, but I'm talking about the exchange of it and how these men acted, then you ain't been around no real men ever in your damn life. I'm telling you. My husband tells me about shit like this all the time. And I cringe sometimes when I hear about the things that they say to each other. These are men. They're all men. And they will say what the fuck ever when they feel some kind of way. Even to their bosses with, a little bit of care. But they will even talk to their bosses to say what it is they got to say. They come back, they shake it off and shake hands and be all right, figure out what it is, and then get back to it. These people act like somebody slapped somebody. If this is how you act just during a conversation like this for a person who basically wants something from us, what the fuck? Y'all don't need to be in charge. If this is crazy. Wow. Bachelor survival, not DOA, real men. They don't know what it is. They would rather hear from just people just being pissy and acting like women.
Finally, Kamala Harris sent us a love letter.
Huh?
To you, that might have been a policy document. I read that as a love letter.
Ridiculous, crazy black men.
From Kamala Harris to black men who need some love.
I beg your pardon?
Black men who need some respect. Black men who need some concern and some care and consideration.
I beg your pardon?
We need some mamala from Kamala. And we got that. We stood on business. We said we wanted to hear something. Everybody else is getting something. What are we going to get? And she...
By the way, it's sad. It's sad.
Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. I ain't seen him in a while. Night J said you deserve those food stamps because you pay taxes and stuff. I promise you, enough of the people that are getting food stamps didn't work one bit of nothing and paid into nothing to be able to deserve anything. First of all, nobody deserves anything. And second of all, enough people that get food stamps that we watch, that have complained, that carry on, that whine, that talk their shit on Twitter. On TikTok, they deserve nothing. Those are also the people that don't work. Those are also the people that keep having kids. Those are also the people that keep getting the free stuff. Those are also the people that are saying that they will have more kids so they can continue to get the benefit. Same people that get a Section 8, can't pay it, can't afford it, still have a man around because, again, they keep getting pregnant. I pay taxes and I don't get food stamps. I pay taxes enough because I'm middle class. Enough taxes, the most taxes, and I don't get it. Maybe they should take it away from those that keep having kids and give it to those that actually pay the taxes. That actually would be amazing. No, nobody deserves anything, in my opinion. Nobody. Brittany said, JD apparently told Zelenskyy, remember where you are when he got some base with Trump, when Trump told him, don't tell us what we're going to feel. I agree. You better know where you acting. See, I think people don't like rules either. This is what you're supposed to be doing with your damn kids, right? This is what you're supposed, instead of your 5-year-old kindergartner out on the streets robbing and doing whatever he wants to do, you should be implementing some damn discipline and parenting your damn child. Let's talk about that type stuff. But, you know, let them go, because I'm sure they was trying to get an Airbnb and stealing from everyone else. Don't talk about the crime now. Don't talk about the people who are in neighborhoods where they're complaining about the crime with 349 incidences in 1 week, but rehire the same damn person. But again, what do I know, child? What do I know? Common Sense says Russia is recruiting the Taliban to fight NATO. I don't know. Let me see. Zelenskyy kissed the ring. Shout out to Amnai. She said, get my free fries. Plenty of ninjas here. Oh, you're in the middle? Yo, take a picture of Amnai and send it over. Yo, Amnai is at McDonald's getting the free fries. Don't forget that today is Free Fry Friday, which it was already in place prior to the Amnai. Was it already in place prior to the boycott? Or did they do it just for the boycott? I'm not sure if I asked you that question earlier. If I did, I apologize. Deneen said, I hear my husband talk to me like this. They get heated, but they always come to a resolution. Always. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. It is not strange, weird, or anything like that. And that's what they do. That's what I'm going to say real men fucking do. I'm sorry. I have too many uncles to see something like that and be like, y'all got a problem with that? Y'all got a problem with that? That's the Trump derangement syndrome. That's the Trump derangement syndrome. That's more what that is, because they're going to sit up there and find a reason to say that Trump is bad, regardless of anything. I'm just saying. Dre said MAGA every damn day, so be mad if you must. Okay. That's him talking. Not in food stamps today. I really don't have a problem with food stamps, y'all. Excuse me. I really don't have a problem with food stamps, but let's equate those two things together. When does it ever end? Food stamps and giving shit to Zelenskyy. Y'all sitting up here whining and complaining about everything that's happening in the United States. The prices, the gas, the eggs, the food, the rent, the housing, the C-19. But then these are the same people out here talking about that this ain't right, what just happened, and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance should be ashamed of themselves. It's so un-American, while Americans sit here and been suffering and carrying on, allegedly, but somehow, some way they can afford Jordans and can afford $1,000 Beyonce tickets. Something ain't right. And how long should someone be on food stamps? Like, why is there never a time for it to end? Why is it not just for veterans, disabled, truly disabled people, and veterans, disabled, and the elderly? Veterans, the disabled, and the elderly. Not see you next Tuesdays under the age of 30 that just know how to open up their legs and take all that pleasure and have another damn baby. Why is that weird? Why is that weird? Why are y'all okay? Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. Why are y'all okay with sending all this money over there when y'all keep complaining about the problems that you have here? It's just because it's Donald Trump. What? This is why I know plenty of people don't know shit about money, finance, savings, credit, none of that. You're not even thinking beyond your fucking self or what you think would be acceptable because of somebody's fucked up feelings. Fuck your feelings, okay? If you keep spending money, you ain't gonna have none. That's it. That's all. That's the lesson. You keep spending money, you're not going to have any. So when you can't eat, how does that become somebody else's problem? Hello? Is it just me? I know y'all tired of me. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I need somebody to help me make it make sense. Jim Burke said, I want to see a video of Putin watching this. I'm sure he was. Icarus, thank you so much, and I appreciate you. He said they mad because the free stuff is over. Absolutely. That could be the only thing. That could be the only effing thing. It don't make sense otherwise. You cannot sit here and complain about everything and then say Trump ain't done nothing about the fucking eggs. It's been a fucking month. You didn't give a shit for the last 365 fucking days when Biden wasn't doing shit, and y'all been complaining about the prices of everything for 3 whole years at minimum. You know when that shit started? When they ended because y'all complained about being home in the house bored and you wanted to get the fuck out the house, which means all those protections ended. Y'all didn't have no fucking plan. Y'all was out here buying more TVs than a little bit. How many TVs does a person need, y'all? How many TVs does a person need? Y'all out here mad that you got to pay your own rent. Shit, who the fuck is supposed to house your ass? Not me. Not me. Who the hell is supposed to do that? Who's supposed to take care? Who, when I had kids at home, who was supposed to take care of my kids? Who? Me and my husband, their father. That's it. That's it. Extension of family if they chose to do it. But people be getting mad because people don't want to take care of their kids and watch them. It's not their responsibility. It's not my responsibility now to watch my grandchildren. If I choose to do it, I do it. I'm not required to do shit. Period. Jim. Jim is on one today, okay? Shout out to Prince Elian in the building. I see you, hon. He said, hey, Sister Messy, just sent you an email giving insight as to why Putin attacked Ukraine. It all started with Clinton and NATO. Read it after the show. I appreciate you, hon. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sure you was over there when Anton started with it. I was like, what is going on? Cedric said, Zelenskyy is basically a food stamp recipient. Tell me the difference. What is the difference? How you come over here, all the way over in somebody else? He is in somebody else's home. You came into someone else's home talking about, I'ma tell you. What? Doesn't what is his name? Kendrick Lamar say be humble? What is wrong with saying that? Oh no, you can't say that. Not when it comes to Trump, right? Wow. Half damn crazy. Okay, Amanai said it's been in place since the summer. Oh, who knew? Oh, they picked a great day to do it then. Shout out to Lauren. She says, sorry, Trend. Trump is the new image. Trump is the new MSG king. Woo! So McDonald's has been giving out free fries since the summertime every Friday. So shout out to y'all if you knew. Switchblade, yeah, we're on. We're supposed to be talking about Big Tiff, but this stuff with Trump and Zelenskyy happened, and JD and Tiffany been pushed to the side, child. Coffee shop chatter. We gave Zelenskyy billions of dollars, and he doesn't have ish to show for it. BRS said how much money we gave them. Does anyone know? I don't know. Anybody know what like the total? I believe it's billions, if I'm not mistaken, but let me know how much. Ms. A says they only give some elderly $16 or $17 a month in food stamps. That's absolutely right. And I've seen some people say that in comments as well, which is crazy, especially if they've worked all their damn lives and maybe need some help now because they're on a fixed income and can't even get fucking food stamp. But you giving these bitches that we see on daggone TikTok $3,000+ a month. And lest we not forget the asylum seekers, the newcomers, the whatever you want to call them, with their thousands of dollars that they got. But child, I don't understand. I don't understand Americans, y'all. Ooh, Lord. Cher said, not long before Biden left, my state gave Ukraine $40 million. I was pissed. Oh, Lord. But I think you over there in Illinois, right? So Brandon's over there effing around too. Shout out to the Black Couch. I appreciate you, honey. He said, America first works for me. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that statement? America first. Child. F Zelenskyy, Ukraine, and Europe for that matter. Ooh, damn. You going in, child. Prince said, I wouldn't give Zelenskyy $250. Woo! Wouldn't give Zelenskyy 250-cent CDs. Oh, 50 out here taking strays. Shout out to you. Shout out to JTF. It's okay for those who are lazy or disregard common sense for them to be takers. Yeah, basically. $119.7 billion was given to Zelenskyy from 2022 to 2024. And y'all over here whining about the fucking eggs. Y'all over here whining about the fucking eggs, having empathy and sympathy for Zelenskyy. He's a whole ass man fighting a war. I'm gonna need him to buck the fuck up. He is a whole ass man. Not I got 7 TVs. He is a whole ass man that needs something from 2 other men. He need to buck the fuck up. That's what I say. Let's not act like people weren't buying TVs like they was going out of style during the pandemic, y'all. Come on now. Come on now. How many TVs does one need, y'all? Shout out to BRS, a member for 4 months. I appreciate you, hon. He said 200 billion and coming in our house talking shit. Zelenskyy just found out his benefits were access denied. Shout out to TC. Everyone, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Terrell said, I roll with you, Messy. Real shit you're talking. I talk shit, hon. Thank you so much. Shout out to everyone that is here that is already subscribed. Let me see what else is going on. All right. So Switch said 500 plus. Selma said 350. Jim says 420. It's still in the billions, child. The bottom line is still in the billions. That's a lot. What are we getting from it? I don't know if I asked that question. I think I did. So what do we get from it? Yeah. Bueller. 2022 to 2024. What are we getting for it? Anyone? Bueller. The minerals that Trump is trying to negotiate, I guess, whatever you're using them for. I don't know. I still don't think you should just toss money out the window just because. You don't own a TV, but you need one. They was buying TVs like there was no tomorrow during the pandemic. Them damn Amazon trucks, y'all know it. Remember that one dude that was doing the eviction? He said, all they do is buy TVs. Amazon pulls up here so much, I guarantee you they got 2 to 3 TVs in there. Y'all remember that one? Jay Hunt says, CBS News wrote an article. We not only helping Ukraine with the war, we also helping their farmers, subsidizing their small businesses and countries' first responders. When you dig into it, shaking my head. Shout out to Ezreal, first of his name in the building. Always good to see you, hon. Thank you so much for your support. He said Trump wanted to leave NATO because when Obama and Biden were in office, they made the Euro countries make a pledge that they would put more money to the NATO military budget, but they didn't. It made us look like clowns, like we're dumbasses. I say it, y'all. I say it. Half damn crazy. I believe it. I gotta believe it because I'm not well versed on it. Shout out to Ezra. I appreciate you, hon. Shout out to Michelle Wright. Thank you, hon. She said, since I already hit the like button, I gotta say, GD, I needed to hear what you're saying while I'm moving all my stuff down the hall. You saying what I've been saying for years. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone who is here. Agree or disagree. All we doing is discussing and talking because still at the end of the day, that looked crazy. We wasn't supposed to see that. Technically, we weren't supposed to see that, but I'm not upset that we saw it. Shout out to Fit Granny up in here. Trump and Vance standing on business. I can't believe we're still saying that phrase, child. Shout out to Chris the Creative. Shout out to you, and I appreciate you. He said, where's Saudi Arabia? A third of Africa is a Muslim. Why aren't they ever called bullies and colonizers? You know, I can't answer that question. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you for always being here. Appreciate your support. Shatar said, exactly, we've been upholding their economy and ours is in a deficit. It's like people forget that conveniently. Y'all are not y'all, but the Americans are complaining about they can't afford anything every effing day. Every day. Can't get a job. Can't get a raise. Can't find an apartment, gotta live at home, can't afford Beyonce tickets, the eggs is too high, the milk is too high, the gas is too high. And yet these idiots out here talking about this was the wrong thing to do. I'm embarrassed to be an American. Let me move off of here so I can look up something else on Twitter, but I can't, I can't leave it on Twitter. Hold on a second. Let's see what these people are saying.
The Europeans could one-for-one backfill American support, both in terms of dollars as well as in terms of capabilities. The Europeans have said that they'll put forward a peacekeeping force. They have offered up a serious amount of money themselves to the Ukrainians as well as weapons. But I don't think that Europe is prepared or will be prepared in a short enough time frame to step in to fill the void created by the U.S. if we withdraw security assistance.
Okay, Sam Vinograd, thank you.
Thank
For more, want to go back to CBS News senior national security correspondent, that is Charlie D'Agata. Charlie, thanks for standing by with us.
Charlie!
You mentioned a really important point there that you believe Ukraine may only have 6 months of fighting ahead if the U.S. were to pull support. I just wonder if there is a peace deal on the table going forward, what this event today may mean for what that deal would look like.
Well, I mean, it's anybody's guess. It's going to be unpredictable in the next sort of 24 hours as to where this is going to move forward, because both sides have got to come to some sort of agreement. And that's, I think, Imtiaz had pointed out in Kyiv earlier that the Ukrainians woke up today with a sense of hope that some deal might have been achieved. There was already negotiation in place. The White House had suggested already that Ukraine would have to give up its hope of joining NATO. And I think by and large, many Ukrainians were giving up on that hope, because this is exactly what President Putin was trying to avoid, is NATO expansion and having a NATO partner right along the border. That was one of his justifications for the war to begin with, was to thwart NATO expansion. So I think they were willing to sacrifice that. They will have to give up territory. The White House has already suggested that that was going to be part of a negotiation going forward. And again, I have to say that the Ukraine has already lost about 20%, which is huge. It's a big country. 20% of its territory is already occupied by Russia and Russian-backed forces. So I think if that was your starting point, that would be where the negotiations would begin. What is important to point out here, and as Sam had pointed out, I think the critical mass is the...
All right, I'm trying to see what if CNN had anything to say, okay? Because we're gonna look at everybody, unlike other people. I don't see nothing. I don't see Roland talking. He's live, but he's talking about the boycott. Y'all boycotting? Shout out to Azrael with another 10. I appreciate you, hun. He said that's a big reason why healthcare education is free in the EU. We basically subsidize their social program and their tax rate is high. Trump is saying no more, either pay your share or we're out. Child, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'll get back to Twitter in a minute, but let's hear Fox News. This is as of an hour ago.
Diplomacy typically takes place behind the scenes. It's typically just adjacent to the Oval Office in the cabinet room, where you have the tough conversations, and then the united front or the tea leaves are delivered in front of cameras in the Oval, and we are left to discern whether it was a good or a bad meeting. But you just saw live the sausage making of American diplomacy in the Oval Office before all of our eyes. It is 5 years, 7 months, and 4 days from the first time these two men spoke. And during that very first conversation, Zelenskyy said he had a lot to learn from President Trump. He, in fact, said, "You are a great teacher for us, and you can teach us how to drain the swamp." I think it's fair to say we are a long way from that moment many years ago. Some context that I think you all need to know of things that have been going on behind the scenes that kind of have led to this acrimony. There have been several flashpoints in this relationship, one of which was February 12th, where President Trump accused Zelenskyy of oversleeping for a meeting with the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent.
Wait, not oversleeping? What in the world? Y'all not oversleeping. Did y'all know that? What is going on? Wow. Shout out to Reaper. Thank you so much, honey. He says Zelenskyy looking like an old boy who called Steve Smith Sr. about his wife looking like a beer. Yo, that whole story is damn crazy too. Wow. Poor Zelenskyy, child. Poor Zelenskyy. Not really.
He felt that was disrespectful. Not only that, Secretary of State Marco Rubio had this to say: Trump is very upset with Zelenskyy. Biden was very upset with Zelenskyy. I am very upset with Zelenskyy. Zelenskyy told Vance and me he is okay with the deal, but then later publicly said he rejected the deal. You know, Steve, as I look at all of this, and we saw kind of this transpire into what was a caustic back and forth, the impetus for it, I think, was very important.
Right.
They were having a nice conversation, and then you had J.D. Vance speak, and then you had Zelenskyy talk about what kind of diplomacy are you talking about, and take on this accusatory tone towards the vice president, from which the vice president said, you should be coming in here being very thankful. We have given you $183 billion, and you come to the Oval Office with this.
Kaylee, you're exactly right to set it up the way you did. We have never seen anything like that before, where it actually played out in real time. Usually, you know, they'll come out and they'll say, okay, we had the disagreement, but we actually got to see the disagreement.
Exactly. This is not weird. The weird part is that we see it. That's the weird part. Even Ducey here is like, he can't even believe that this happened in front of us like this. Wow. It's not strange at all. This is how men are, period. But, you know, a lot of people ain't used to seeing real men.
If I had to guess, you know, for Mr. Zelenskyy at one point essentially blamed Trump, Obama, and Biden as well. You guys never stopped him when you had the chance. Okay, that's not smart to do. Hey, Donald Trump, you had the chance and you blew it, essentially, is what he was doing. For a while, it kind of seemed to me like J.D. Vance and Trump were playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Where Trump was being the diplomat, and then J.D. Vance said, you know,
that's exactly what it was. Thank you for saying that, Ducey, because I meant to say that as well. Like, that's also stuff, you know, cops use that good cop, bad cop, but we used to do that in interviews when I used to be a manager as well. I'll be the nice person, you be the mean person, the one that will push harder questions, and then, you know, the other one won't as much, to see what type of pressure they can take and stuff like that. That's exactly what they were doing as well. Because JD definitely was aggressive there. Shout out to JD. I ain't got no problem with it.
Hey, thank you. And eventually, Mr. Zelenskyy wound up arguing a lot and then groveling. Ultimately, this could be a lot like what we saw just a week ago, where Donald Trump referred to him as a dictator and a third-rate comedian and stuff like that, to get a better deal for the United States. For him to have an argument on television in front of the whole world, suddenly the whole world's going like, okay, Trump won that. Zelensky's going to have to do something.
I think that's such a good point, Emily. You know, the American public, we've seen, you know, kind of question, we're giving $183 billion in aid. And there are questions that come with that kind of money going to Ukraine. And, you know, you would think that Zelenskyy coming in would be very grateful in front of cameras, certainly for that. And instead, you know, we had this moment where he challenged the vice president. And the context I mentioned, I do want to bring it up just so our viewers can see. This is from Axios, and this describes that meeting that I think kind of is a huge part of the souring of this relationship. February 12th, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent met Zelenskyy in Kyiv to offer a proposal that would give the U.S. access to Ukrainian mineral rights in return for de facto U.S. protection. Trump later told reporters Zelenskyy was rude and delayed his meeting with Bessent because he slept in. That's not the posture that I think
Oh, you know, everyone should be okay with that. All he did was sleep in. It's not a big deal. That's what happens when you're trying to get business done. You sleep in when you, in my mind, right? You sleep in when you just think that you got it all going on, that the deal is done. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Because if you're really interested in getting whatever it is that you're looking for, remember you're going to get there early. You're not going to be late. What we talk about is if you're there on time, you're late. If you're there early, you're on time. And if you're late, you're fired, you know, that type of thing. Oh, he just overslept. It's not a big deal. That's the same thing they would say about all these kids out here doing all their deranged stuff.
The power would ordinarily take when given aid. I mentioned I was in the meeting with the Iraqi prime minister. And what you saw was a very mutual respect relationship between someone who'd received U.S. taxpayer aid and someone who was grateful for it and wanted to work with our country.
Right.
And I think the presence of cameras casts an entire dimension on this.
You can't be grateful, blonde girl, whatever her name is. You can't be grateful because because that would mean that you're groveling and kissing the ring of Trump. And, you know, that's not allowed, It can't just mean a good business practice, a mature person, you trying to secure what it is that you need. It's got to be that you're kissing Trump's ass, basically.
It is very important in the realm of diplomacy. So what we saw there is a president that has been exhausted by Putin's continued invasions of his country, right? But he is ascribing the failure to deter on the current administration with 2 administrations past. And I have only compassion for him and his people. And I can't imagine the exhaustion and rage that he must feel. But Vice President Vance was absolutely apt when saying, you should not be litigating this in front of the American media. And the point of diplomacy, which President Zelenskyy was asking about, which was essentially like, look, you guys, I don't trust your deal right now because we've gone through deals and it hasn't worked. Now, President and Vice President Vance are saying, look, there is a new sheriff in town. So you have to believe us. And I think under the auspices of, and you are currently in the American Oval Office in front of the American President, Commander-in-Chief, and his Vice President, and in front of the American media. And Vice President Vance pointing out, you have gone on a media, public press, public relations tour that has subverted a lot of our policies. So I think what we're seeing is someone who is totally at their wits' end, Zelenskyy, but taking it out in ways that is deeply damaging to the fragility and the importance of diplomacy with the current administration that has done everything it can to support and will continue to, while under the value system of America first. So I was deeply disappointed by this exchange just because it seems so stressful. And this also goes to show, for all of those headlines that crow about how easy it is for President Trump's job, it is not. It is an incredibly hard position for a commander-in-chief to inherit what happened before them and make good decisions. So bravo, President Trump and Vice President Vance.
Yeah. Oh, no, girl. Oh, no, girl. No. You can't say that, child. You can't say that. You're supposed to do the Trump derangement syndrome thing and say that this was not nice for dudes to be doing in front of other people. And it's so mean. They were so mean to that man. So mean. Oh my God. How dare you?
Yeah, and I mean, there is a fact that is inescapable, Tommy, and it is that Putin went in under Obama's watch and Putin went in under Biden's watch. And there was a 4-year hiatus. And that happened to be the 4 years of President Trump. So when President Trump says he might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, but he hasn't broken them with me, there's facts to prove that.
And I think President Trump was rightfully insulted by the way President Zelenskyy has been acting for years now. Don't bite the hand that feeds you is essentially what I got out of all of that. Trump repeatedly said, you don't have the cards, you don't have the cards. And it was like a father swatting down their toddler who repeatedly has their hand out asking for allowance but doesn't want to mow the lawn.
Basically, other white blonde girl. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. And so it's like, oh, it's so embarrassing. Well, then maybe he should have came a little bit more humbled and he wouldn't have to worry about it. See, people in the United States now act like there should be no consequences for anything, and anything that shows that you should be acting in a different way, then all of a sudden you're mean, it's not right, it's not fair. And then add Trump and JD on top of it. They're going to come up with excuses. Thank you, Ezreal, for another 10, hon. I appreciate your support. He said, allegedly, Putin invaded Ukraine because Ukraine has Crimea, which is the only warm water port in the area. But I believe it's also because if Ukraine joined NATO, they have the ability to bear nuclear arms. Oh, warm water? What is that? What do we need warm water for? I don't understand what that is. Tell me what that means. Crimea. Wait. Ukraine is the place where that Joe Biden and them was doing business though too, right? And then Hunter got off because he pardoned them, and then he pardoned everyone else. But then as soon as Trump pardoned people, it was a problem. Wasn't that Ukraine? Or was it Crimea? I feel like it was one of those names. Thank you so much, hon. Shout out to EV. Thank you, honey. Said Team Money is not playing. Take the deal, Zelenskyy, or don't take it, right? You don't have to take nothing, right? What is wrong with negotiating, right? Okay, I'm just going to give you something just because you're you. What? What? All right, thanks for the confirmation, Melissa. He was doing business in Ukraine. And then he got Hunter on up out of there and his uncle or Biden's brother and all them other people. But forget all that, yeah. Just forget all that.
What he's saying is, we want to help you, but the way that you have paraded yourself in front of media for years, Hollywood audiences, in the fanfare on Vogue covers, the way you have this sense of entitlement as you ask us for money and guarantees. Now I'm trying to give you a deal that's good for my people and good for your people.
You asking us for money and guarantees. How does that sound? You asking us for money and guarantees. What in the world? You the one that need this shit. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be negotiating. Of course, there should be no negotiations or whatever, right? But child, you're not going to come here and think that you're going to be in charge. That's that entitlement. That's the damn problem with half of so many things wrong in the U.S. right now. That's half of it right damn there. You sitting up here talking about what you going to do and what you should get just because you're you. Fuck you. Nobody cares about you. You care about you.
People, and you're disrespectful. And so whereas you didn't like that exchange, I loved it because that told me America.
Yeah, blonde white girl. Child, we liked it too, child. We liked it too.
is back. This is the president of the United States of America, and he's going to act like it. And repeatedly through there, it seemed as though Zelenskyy had his arms crossed like a toddler. You're not going to act like that with President Trump. Maybe a President Biden, but not with this administration and not
Biden over there sleep somewhere at the beach taking strays.
with this country. I loved watching this play out in front of us.
You know, Jerry, we as, you know, as Americans, as voters, we only get tea leaves that we pick up on. We get reporting from sources inside meetings. And one item that I picked up on that I couldn't get out of my mind was when Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Biden would call and yell at Zelenskyy. And he referenced reporting that the Biden administration would give this aid. And then Zelenskyy would go out publicly and say, the Americans aren't giving me X, Y, or Z. There was this attitude of ungratefulness that it seems like also proliferated during the Biden years, according to the tea leaves referenced by Rubio.
You know, and because of that, I agree with Tommy here. I'm glad to see this made public. I think it's fantastic. Now you understand what we're.
Yeah, girl, child. Just looking at this exchange, looking at them right now without the words, right? Just look at them. I'm sorry, white people, but listen, let's look at them just going back and forth. It's like, you're not gonna tell me. That's what I'm hearing right now.
One that I couldn't get out of my mind was when Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Biden would call and yell at Zelenskyy. And he referenced reporting that the Biden administration would give this aid. And then Zelenskyy would go out publicly and say,
watch him come through and say, see that part where Trump touched his shoulder? They're going to say, that's assault. You should sue Zelenskyy. That's assault. I promise you somebody's going to say that on Twitter.
The Americans aren't giving me X, Y, or Z. There was this attitude of ungratefulness that it seems like also proliferated during the Biden years, according to the tea leaves referenced by Rubio.
You know, and because of that, I agree with Tommy here. I'm glad to see this made public. I think it's fantastic. Now you understand what we're up against. Now you know what we see in the public arena, in the private arena, usually. You know, we're getting a lot of pushback. That's the way it's working. I think a lot of Americans, particularly on the left, think we can get done whatever. We have enough money. We have enough macho. We have what? No, it's hard. It takes a lot. And you're seeing that right now. And you saw the president, you know, put him in his place. Tommy, you said something before we even came to air about Zelenskyy not wearing a suit.
Yeah.
He's just not showing any respect, period.
Listen, that too. That too. Lord. Shout out to Antonia C. Oh, sorry, y'all. This earring is killing me. Hold on. Sheesh. Shout out to Antonia C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much, hon. I see you. I appreciate you. She said praying for the Ukrainian people. Z, also known as Timu Church III. I'm assuming you mean Zelenskyy. Also known as Timu Churchill. Oh, Churchill, right? Churchill, my bad. Banned the Orthodox Church and opposition parties and is sending countless men to die. He deserved the smackdown he got. You know more than me, so I gotta believe you. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everyone who is here. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. I changed the everything. This is not about Tiffany today, child. Sorry for your luck, child. Shout out to Trent up in here, MSG Trump. Absolutely. Lauren, your MSG queen or general dethroned your ass when you weren't here. Yeah, Lauren. Sorry, girl. I had to let him know. Shout out to everybody that is here.
Yeah, you know, Steve, I guess I would call it the $1 million question, but that seems like small ball. So I'm going to call it the $183 billion question. That's the amount of U.S. aid given to Ukraine, is whether this rare earth minerals deal gets signed. At the top of this, which we didn't show you, President Trump said it'd be signed at 1 p.m. Well, that is in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And it's hard to imagine these two guys sitting down and inking a deal in 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Because during the bilateral press conference where both sides are together, they're going, okay, you asked 2 questions, you asked 2 questions. Those 2 questions on each side would be, so when the cameras went away, who wanted to strangle each other? Because obviously it did not go well. Remember, ultimately, Zelenskyy wanted this meeting because he wanted security guarantees from the United States of America.
Zelenskyy wanted this meeting because he wanted guarantees, y'all. Then if you need something, I'm thinking that you need to be open to accepting what the person you want the stuff from and what they got to say. Child, it's already 3 o'clock. Lord, the day is flying.
He's not going to get them because Trump has even said, I'm not going to talk about that until a peace deal is signed. And it's probably not going to be a peace deal today. It's going to be a stuff deal for rare earth and stuff like that. If I was Donald Trump, every time I have a world leader that I got a problem with in the Oval Office, bring in the cameras. You know what? Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Forget about the smoke-filled rooms. I think after decades of being told what happened, and then years later, we find out, well, it wasn't exactly like this. There's no disputing what we just saw. And not only is that good television, as Donald Trump said, but it's really good for the American people to see what is going on behind the scenes.
And Emily, in just a few moments here, the role of Vice President J.D. Vance is interesting. He went on the world stage. He challenged Europe. He challenged them on free speech. He got a ton of criticism in the so-called mainstream media, but he got a lot of accolades from a lot of Americans saying he's saying it how it is. And J.D. Vance was the touchstone once again, kind of saying it like it is and challenging Zelenskyy.
And he's a veteran. So this is someone who's coming into the Oval Office as the vice president and sitting, across from a current president who, with his attire and with his demeanor, seeks to remind everyone that he's currently in war. And he's sitting across from someone who knows exactly what that was like. So I think that too, we've talked about this, that his relationship with the Senate, his relationship with the Hill, but his relationship as well in that front, I think does well to say you have to remember who you're talking to this time around, sir, meaning this administration.
Yeah. Well, the last 4 years, the presidential press conference was rare. The questions and the freewheeling with President Biden was rare. But you just saw American diplomacy play out in a way I don't think we have seen, certainly in modern history. And now the overarching question as we approach the 1 p.m. hour, just a few seconds from now, is the rare earth mineral actually going to be signed? We will wait and see. And tonight on Special Report, now you can't.
The rare earth mineral. Okay, back over to Twitter. So there's a hashtag trending called embarrassing. Okay. So I think we read this one. I've never been embarrassed to be an American until today. What Trump and his thugs did today was disdainful, and they think their self-righteous bro behavior is cute. I'm proud Zelenskyy stood his ground and took up for the people of Ukraine. Donald Trump is the most embarrassing person in the world. Who agrees? Laughing stock of the world. Breaking: Trump and Vance teamed up on the president of Ukraine in an embarrassing childish display.
Then accuses him of This is so embarrassing. The president of Ukraine, Zelenskyy, is at the White House. He's in the Oval meeting with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. There are cameras there because Trump's never going to miss an opportunity to dance for the cameras. J.D. Vance begins berating Zelenskyy, then accuses him of attacking them in front of the cameras, which makes no sense. And when Zelenskyy finally tries to answer all these rapid fire questions J.D. Vance threw at him, he says something about, you might be on the other side of the ocean, but you'll feel this war. And Donald Trump loses his shit. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. And then accuses him of, you're going to start World War III. Not the guy who invaded him. No, he's going to be the start of it. Then J.D. Vance follows up with, you campaigned for Kamala Harris. This is so embarrassing and childish.
Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering all
position
these
to
questions.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
You will
good.
feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from-
very
So it's okay for Zelenskyy to say what he has to say, but then for them to respond, it's a problem. Child.
The
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives of
anymore.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What you're
You're
thinking about?
gambling with
What are you
World
thinking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot
Entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
you said thank
Even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
you're speaking
America
about.
and the president who's trying to save your country.
This is why I can't be in politics. If I was Zelenskyy sitting there and Trump started speaking that way, I would lose my mind. I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Child, that's what you're doing right now anyway. Moving on. Not enough people are talking about this absolutely ridiculous moment when Brian Glenn, who's reportedly dating Mary MTG, asked Zelenskyy, why don't you wear a suit? Do you own a suit? Absolutely pathetic and embarrassing.
Americans have.
Second
And my second question for President Zelenskyy. Do you ever, why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting.
I don't
the
have
dignity of this
such.
office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one.
Maybe something
Maybe
like this.
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Second
And my
question.
second question.
All right, that is weird. Sorry.
Do you ever, why don't you wear a suit?
That sounds weird, but whatever. Whatever the whole white man is talking about. Shout out to Trend. Thank you. He said, remember when Ukraine was a country? Laughing my ass off. You crazy. I don't. I tell y'all, I don't know. Reaper said, Zelenskyy sound like an 80-year-old man. He sounds like he don't understand a little bit what they're saying, which he may not. This is the most embarrassing thing I've seen in my life. Oh, your whole life? These two effing children with no concept of diplomacy nor what is at stake speak in such a hostile and disrespectful way to the man who is a global hero. Oh, well, there you go. He's a global hero because he actually stands up to Putin rather than surrender. Did we surrender to Putin, Bueller? Did we surrender to Putin? Yes. Dale, JD Vance is a child, according to these people over here on Twitter. If you're American or European and celebrate Trump Vance attacking Zelenskyy, understand this. Zelenskyy is a hero who handled himself well. The U.S. just embarrassed itself and disrespected Europe on a historic scale. You're supporting your own downfall. Yeah, I was about to say, what? So he's a global hero for what? Why? Somebody tell me why? Why? Y'all got to tell me because I don't know. I'm so embarrassed for my country right now. Trump and Vance speak the word God, but do the opposite of God. I'm so sorry, President Zelenskyy. Kalia said, nobody cares for Zelenskyy, to be honest, not even Europe. They just use him as a prop. Anyway, let me see. Trump and JD are amateurs. This sort of reprimand of Zelenskyy should never take place in public and certainly not in the Oval Office before Trump's handpicked press corps. This is embarrassing and disgusting. All right, let's go over to 350 billion is trending, which is what y'all said the number is. No, you've done a lot. Okay, that's the exchange. Let me see. What a effing liar the orange lunatic is. Nowhere near 350 billion. I can't see that. Why does Trump keep telling that lie about Europe getting their money back and helping Zelenskyy? He also lies about how much the U.S. gave Ukraine, which is not money, but arms. It was not 350 billion. It's about 119 billion. 115 billion, 350 billion. It's a billion. So don't count the weapons and the equipment, y'all. Just put that to the side. I'm sure that's worth something. Am I wrong? I'm sure the equipment must be worth something. Am I wrong? So don't add that together, y'all. Just the money. That's what I'm hearing with this statement right now. He's full of ish. Your country is in big trouble. You're not winning. This is a message directly to Donald Trump. Your country is in big trouble. You're not winning. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us. You haven't been alone. We gave you, through your stupid president, 350 billion. We gave you military equipment. Excuse me. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks. Oh, Lord. Oh, he did. I do remember him saying that. I do remember him saying that. Woo, Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, this is what I voted for. All right, here's some positivity. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for America and the American taxpayers. Our country needs to be put first, so thank you for doing that. American taxpayers are tired of carrying the weight of this entire world on our shoulders, of the theft of our taxpayer dollars. Zelenskyy is a pompous, arrogant, dishonest, disrespectful piece of garbage. The U.S. owes him nothing, and he dares to come to our country and attempt to make demands. Throw him out and be done with Ukraine. Let Putin and Zelenskyy destroy each other. This is the America First agenda on display that the American people voted for. This is what it looks like to actually live up to your promise to fight for your agenda that voters voted for. Totally justified behavior by President Donald Trump towards this megalomaniac Zelenskyy, who is hell-bent on destroying Ukraine. He doesn't care about the people of Ukraine. Also, beggars can't be choosers. That's a good one. The money of U.S. citizens was gifted to Zelenskyy by Joe Biden. Prince said, it's a good thing we don't have any of these effeminate Twitter soy boys running our country. We'd be speaking Mandarin by now. Excuse me. Isn't that what Joe Biden was doing? Allegedly. All right, let me see if CNN. Ooh, hold on. Nope. Look at this. When you're asked to show proof you're spending the money properly. That's funny. Let me see if CNN has anything to say. We might have to wait till later. Y'all, this is crazy. Let me see CNN. Here we go. This is from 20 minutes ago.
In the Oval Office for this meeting. Caitlin, it's hard to imagine a scenario in which this could have gone worse. This seems to be a dream come true for Vladimir Putin.
Well, it's not an overstatement for sure to say that it is one of the most astonishing moments that we have ever seen happen inside the Oval Office, between these world leaders essentially shouting at one another by the end of this, devolving into, at points, Trump and Vance berating Zelenskyy for saying that he was not being grateful enough for the aid that the United States has provided to Ukraine, and Zelenskyy arguing back that they do not understand Putin, essentially, that he will violate any agreement if the proper guarantees aren't in place. That seemed to particularly incense Trump, as he was saying, don't tell us what we're going to feel. Zelenskyy has been arguing that Putin will not stop with Ukraine, that he will go on to other Eastern European nations, including Poland, as he made the argument there. And Trump was essentially pushing back on that and telling Zelenskyy that he had no cards and that he needed to make a deal. And at one point, I think the most striking line from that could foreshadow what the rest of these talks are going to look like, what this press conference could look like if we still see these world leaders come out where they were supposed to sign that deal, is the president said to Zelenskyy, you either make a deal or we are out. Now, that comes after 40 minutes before this exchange happened, where the president was talking about how he wasn't ready to make security guarantees yet. He said the United States would still send some weaponry to Ukraine. Questions going back and forth about how a deal would hold, how a minerals deal would be carried out. All of that was essentially wiped away by those last 10 minutes that were so incredibly heated there in the Oval Office, and essentially ended with Vance saying that this is not something that should be litigated in front of the press, the many press who were inside that room. Trump saying that he thought it was actually good that it was playing out. And I asked Trump as we were leaving, can the two of you still negotiate given what we just watched that left everyone else in the room silent? He told me, quote, we'll see. But just to give you a sense of how much things broke down, look at this picture of the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States. She has been the ambassador to the U.S., I should note, since 2021, since before Russia invaded Ukraine. She had her head in her hands at one point when I looked around the room and was just looking at all of the officials here. Secretary of State Rubio, Treasury Secretary Bessent, the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, the Commerce Secretary, they were all in the room, and the Ukrainian officials as well, watching this play out and raising real questions about what the two leaders here are going to be able to get done behind the scenes. This is the photo of the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States.
Oh, no. Oh, no. She said, that's what she was saying. Oh, no, Lord. Kevin, you late, Kevin. You are late. Make sure you go back. It's a mess. And this woman is like, oh, my God.
As they were just shouting at one another between the three of them in an incredibly remarkable moment.
Just sitting up here talking about they were yelling and shouting. They act like they was up there throwing bows. Child, come on.
Trump doesn't seem to think that the sting of Putin is going to reach the United States. He emotionally rejected the idea that Zelenskyy was presenting, that there will be effects here in the United States, that it will be felt here. What did you think of that?
This started innocently enough. The same way the French and the British leaders came and pushed back gently on Trump, Zelenskyy had started giving a history lesson about how Putin first seized Crimea in 2014. Trump corrected him, said 2015. He's like, no, 2014. And then explained how they had signed 2 different peace deals with Putin, Minsk I and Minsk II, that Germany and France also signed to guarantee. And what he was trying to do was show Trump, we have tried to do diplomacy before and it hasn't worked. He was being very genteel and patient as he explained it. And it was Vance who took offense and started interjecting. And then it was Vance, as he warmed up to his subject, who then also interjected the, I haven't heard you say thank you once. It was almost like he was bawling out one of his young kids and he warmed to his subject. And once it became that tone, Trump took that tone on and jumped into the attacks. And I don't know how you get from that back to, look, you can't trust Putin. And here's why. I can only imagine what it was like once they all went into a conference room and had to look at each other across the table.
Yeah. And what did you think as you were watching this, Jeff?
It's pretty shocking. But what I think really stands out to me is that this administration grossly overestimates its ability to bring about a deal. Completely agree with the point that you can't trust deals made with Russian President Putin. But I take it a step further than that and say, as long as Russian troops are advancing in the east, and they are, and he believes he's winning, you're not going to get a meaningful deal. In the sense, by meaningful, I mean like some kind of lasting peace. So I don't even think they're going to get to the point where he's violating
he has
the
the upper hand. So why would he proceed in that regard, you mean?
Right. Yes, none of his strategic objectives about changing the government in Ukraine and really controlling the strategic direction of Ukraine, none of that has changed. And as long as he thinks he can do that by what he's doing right now, he's going to keep doing that. And the rest of the negotiations with him, that's just smoke and mirrors.
And my impression is that basically Trump's national security team, people like Mike Waltz, the national security advisor, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, they're very traditionalist, they're anti-Russia, but like past Trump administration officials, they sold Trump on this deal through the lens of business, through the lens of making investments for U.S. companies possible, leveling the playing field with China, because China has 70% of the rare earth minerals, and this would give the U.S. a jump on some of that. But the whole idea was this was something to build on. Sign this loose agreement, then that goodwill would make Zelenskyy look like the good guy who made Trump look good, and we would build on that from there. And now this all just got blown up. And you could see a lot of the messages that he had absorbed, that Trump had absorbed from his conversations with Putin, just coming out. I don't know how you talk down from this.
What about, Jeff, that glimmer of hope that Nick Payton Walsh alluded to, the idea that Donald Trump as a negotiator would respect someone that would hold a hard line against him, that Zelenskyy going in there and standing his ground, even at one point as cameras were being escorted out, smiling and giving a thumbs up for the cameras, sort of as if to show that he's not intimidated by the situation, that his country isn't on the line. Would that work to his advantage? Do you see that as a possibility?
I don't. And I think that I understand that Trump likes to be up against somebody that he respects. But what you're seeing is a real shift in U.S. foreign policy. If you're stepping back for a moment, where he respects Putin, he respects Xi Jinping, China. And those are the people he wants to deal with. Anybody else is just not an equal, right? And so in some ways, the foreign policy that's emerging is actually very similar to Chinese and Russian foreign policy, in that in the world you have a couple centers of gravity where the real power is. We'll work things out amongst us, and like all the rest of the countries just need to fall in line. I won't mess with your area, you don't mess with my area, and we'll just straighten it out ourselves. And Zelenskyy doesn't rise to that level in Trump's eyes.
Meanwhile, watch his popularity ratings back home. They're going to soar. They're at 65. They're going to be higher. And European nations who were thinking about, oh, we got to go it alone, after watching that spectacle, they're going to be like, okay, it's us in Ukraine. We cannot count on this White House.
Let's talk a little bit more about that with CNN chief international anchor Christiane Amanpour. Let's talk, Christiane, about how European leaders are going to view this moment.
Well, look, I think just what your guest just said, it's going to be you can imagine everybody in Europe now has their head in their hands, particularly after the parade of European presidents and prime ministers just came back from fairly successful meetings with President Trump. They never got what they wanted in terms of a security guarantee for Ukraine, because that's what they really need if there's to be any peace. But now they're going to be wondering, is there going to be any deal to even police and to enforce? Are we just going to have to continue funding and supplying this war? What I can tell you is the British Prime Minister has announced that he is having a summit in London this weekend on Sunday. He's invited all the major European leaders, and President Zelenskyy was due to be coming back from Washington via London to take part in that summit. This was, designed to, compare notes, all their trips to the White House, how to go forward. I don't know whether that will still happen. I don't know what they might discuss. It seems it's even more urgent for that summit to take place, given what just happened in the White House. Look, from a European and an overseas perspective.
All right, girl, that's enough for you. So Lindsey Graham calls for Ukraine President Zelensky to resign following tense meeting with Donald Trump, child.
All right. So, what I think? Complete, utter disaster. I've been to Ukraine 8 or 9 times since the war started. I understand the consequences of Putin's actions against Ukraine. I appreciate what the Ukrainian people have done. They fought like tigers. At the end of the day, I was hoping that this minerals deal, which would be transformative in the relationship, would go over well. I talked to Zelenskyy this morning. Don't take the bait. President Trump was in a very good mood last night. Somebody asked me, am I embarrassed about Trump? I have never been more proud of the president. I was very proud of J.D. Vance, standing up for our country. We want to be helpful. What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful, and I don't know if we could ever do business with Zelenskyy again. I think most Americans saw a guy that they would not want to go in business with. The way he handled the meeting, the way he confronted the president was just over the top. So I think the relationship between Ukraine and America is important, vitally important. But can Zelenskyy do a deal with the United States? After what I saw, I don't know.
What are you going to do? Senator Graham. You saw London President Trump. What did he say to you about his interactions and whether he thinks
He was shocked. He was very upbeat. I told Zelenskyy, we'll talk about security guarantees. We'll talk about ceasefires and how the war ends. This is a process. You have a new relationship with America, a $500 billion, $500 billion deal that President Trump is proud of, that gives us an interest worth defending. Let's talk about the positive. But he was terrible at Munich, Zelenskyy, and I think he has made it almost impossible to sell to the American people that he's a good investment, that he is a good business.
Last question. Senator Graham. Hey, one at a time. One at a time. Christian Daytop. Senator Graham, thank you. Do you think President Zelenskyy needs to resign to resume these peace talks?
He either needs to resign and send somebody over that we can do business with, or he needs to change.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lord, 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 help your people. Lord, help your people. Sorry, Tiff. Not you today, y'all. Anyway. That's all I got, y'all. We about to be on 2 hours. This is not what I was supposed to be doing, but woo, Lord, 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 very interesting, very interesting. We gotta make sure we watch out for all this. Shout out to Prince. Thank you so much, honey. He says, standing his ground. Dude came to the U.S. with his hands out. Zelenskyy, a former actor, really only flexed because the cameras were there. He wanted sympathy. I feel like he really wanted sympathy for show. But y'all, what do I know? They still over here talking about JD saying that he need to pipe down. Child, all the trends on Twitter keep a changing over and over again. It's now embarrassing. America is back. Zelenskyy, president and VP, like people are wilding over here on Twitter. Shout out to Free Zone Lou in the building. Always good to see you, hon. I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to all of y'all. See you in 2.5 hours for the third live stream. This is my last live stream, y'all. This is my last live stream of the day. I got things to do. I'm on my way out, and then I'm out of here tomorrow. And then when I get to my destination, I'll let y'all know where I'm at. All right. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everyone that donated. I will drop videos, y'all, so make sure that you watch them. I got one ready to go this evening, probably around 6 o'clock. Make sure you watch the videos. I appreciate you. Hit the like button for me if you have not. Subscribe if you are new. We on that ass. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much for coming back through for this foolishness. I see you all in the next one.